Hello, my name is Solomon Lloyd, and this is the third milestone I will be doing, and the final one I will be doing during the Blue Stamp program. I accomplished a lot this last week at Blue Stamp. I was able to finish wiring all of the Bluetooth modules to their respective parts, meaning I was able to connect all of the wires from the Bluetooth to the controller and connect the controller to the breadboard of the Bluetooth and Arduino Nano, so that way they can receive Bluetooth signals. And I was able to do the same for the arm and was able to finish the wiring. I was also able to finish the code for both sides of the Bluetooth. So I finished the base template for the arm and was able to transfer that over to the main code of the arm, so that way when I use the arm, I can use the entirety of the code as well as the Bluetooth. And the controller code, I'm still using the base template just to make sure it works. Probably the biggest struggle I had throughout this time, and am still honestly working on right now, is connecting the two Bluetooth modules via the handshake. It has been a real struggle, especially without the ability to plug in both of the Bluetooths at the same time into my laptop. So having to use individual power sources has made it hard for me to not only power them on at the same time, but also have them in connecting mode at the same time and bind at the same time. If I were to go about this process again, I would definitely make sure I have a device that would allow me to plug both Bluetooths in at the same time, just so it would make the process a lot easier. I hope to be able to still connect the Bluetooths and by myself after Blue Stamp. And once that is done, the rest of the project will go pretty smoothly, as I already have the code and I already have the car built. I just need to actually upload the car code to the car, but that's not that hard. Some key topics I learned about was wiring. Definitely a lot of wiring. There was a bunch of wiring involved with the Bluetooth, especially because every Bluetooth has about 5 parts you need to connect to each of its corresponding parts on the Nano. So that's the ground, the voltage, the 2 variables, and the key, aka the 3-volt 3, and all of them need to connect to the right places. The RX and TX have to be flipped in connection. You need to plug the voltage into the voltage and the ground into the ground, or else it will short circuit or fizz out. And so the wiring was very complicated to get through, especially since I was working with smaller breadboards than I wanted to work with, or that was displayed in the diagram, so I had to improvise, but I was still able to get that done. And I think that was a really big triumph for me, getting all the wires done. It took me quite a while, but being able to do so, I was able to be confident in my wires and just focus on the handshake, which took me a week, but I got really close to that. I actually was able to confirm the handshake once, but afterwards I wasn't able to do so. Once I transferred the base template code over to the regular ARM code, I have figured out there were some coding mistakes, so now I should be able to do that much easier. And what I hope to learn in the future, after everything I've learned at Blue Stamp, is just to be self-sufficient in my projects and to kind of work on my own outside of Blue Stamp. Just like find a project online and order the parts myself and do it myself. I've definitely developed a new sense of understanding for engineers and the amount of patience, the amount of time it requires to get this done. Despite the fact this is a very simple project, it still took me about 3 weeks to get through 90% of it, and I'm not even done yet. So I really do appreciate Blue Stamp for introducing me to that aspect. Thank you very much for listening to my milestone and being on this journey with me.